Welcome to another episode where we answer the most pressing questions about the brain. This is Psyche Academy. In this episode, we talk about Tourette's and part of the brain associated with it. Then, we dive into shopping and why we are so bad at it. Then, we take a magnifying glass into the spooky side of our brain and why some of us love horror. Then, we jump on the Game of Thrones hype train and learn what it does in our brain when we watch it. Finally, we end with a microscopic look of our brain and its internal navigational system. We've got a lot to cover, so buckle up and let's get started.
Chaos isn't a pit. Chaos is a ladder.
It is violent, morbid, and unforgiving in every sense of the word. Yet we still watch it. Whether you root for the Starks, Lannisters, or Targaryens, you are bound to get your heart broken. But how does the brutal world of Game of Thrones get you hooked and clamoring for more? For those of you who do not know what I am talking about, GOT is about 4 major houses fighting to sit on the Iron Throne when the king died. It involves murder, rape, manipulation, frozen zombies, and dragons. On the face of it, the attractions are obvious. Large helpings of sex, violence, bolstered by a serpentine storyline said to be inspired by the War of Roses, one of the bloodiest periods of English history. But let's take a closer look. First, we take a look at its storyline. A relatively bland storyline does nothing to our brain, and it is remarkable how our brain responds to effective storytelling. We use stories to make sense of our individual experiences. A story like Game of Thrones enables viewers to not only interpret their own lives, but also to vicariously navigate other lives that are alien to their own. Similarly, we particularly enjoy Game of Thrones because we feel a personal stake when another character dies, which is called shared pain, that involve regions related to the first-hand experience of pain, such as the anterior cingulate cortex and the anterior insula. Empathy lets us experience this thanks to our right supramarginal gyrus that separates our own emotions from what we see in others. It also helps us understand the feelings of others and not to be too self-centered, otherwise we would turn into narcissists and sociopaths. This storyline also challenges our morality. The anterior cingulate cortex, involved in error detection, is triggered whenever we see something we perceive to be immoral. The ventromedial prefrontal cortex is consistently engaged in moral judgment and seems to play a crucial role in the mediation of emotions engaged during moral processing. Dramatic stories evoke feelings of distress and empathy induced by the neurochemicals cortisol and oxytocin. The combination of these chemicals changes how our brain work and changes our brain chemistry that we can translate readily into concrete actions, allowing us to care and connect with others. In other words, Game of Thrones makes us a better person.
Well, there you have it. Another episode in the bag and our brains got bigger. If you want to be smarter with us, go to youtube.com/psycheacademy and see you next time.